Hello, now we will see what is Android and what is Android Studio and how to install Android Studio. So basically, Android is a mobile operating system based on a modified version of Linux kernel and other open source software. It is designed primarily for touchscreen mobile devices such as smartphone, tablet, and other touchscreen devices. To develop Android application, we need Android Studio. And Android Studio is the official integrated development environment, or that is called IDE for Android application development. And it is developed by Google. So any IDE contains tools that make it easy for software developers to design, build, run, and test the software. In this case, applications for Android application platform that we are going to develop. Also, Android Studio uses IntelliJ IDEA as its foundation and includes the Android plugin pre-installed along with some modification especially for Android platform. Now let's get started how to download Android Studio IDE for developing Android application. You can open Google Chrome or any other browser and you can just download or you can just open developer.android.com/studio. So here you can see the download option for downloading Android Studio. But before downloading, let's check the operating system for requirement for our operating systems. So if we go down, you can see here get Android Studio. You can also download using this button download Android Studio, and you can see here the system requirement for Mac OS where Mac OS 10.14 or higher it should be, and minimum RAM it should be 8 GB RAM. And if you go for Linux, you can see here minimum RAM should be 8 GB. This is recommended everywhere. And even if you're on Microsoft Windows, you can see here it should be Microsoft Windows 8 or 10 or plus 10 plus. So minimum RAM should be 8 GB. So you can download here Android Studio. So I'm using MacBook. You can download for Windows. Based on your operating system, it will display. So here you can see that it's displaying me for Mac. So I will go ahead and I'll download. If you click here download, you will get the terms and condition option to check. So just you can check if you're using MacBook, you can check here your MacBook is with Intel chip or Apple chip. So I have Intel chip, so I will download here this Intel chip. But if you're on Windows, you have only one option. You can go ahead, you can download it. So I have already downloaded and it's on my desktop. So here you can see that I have Android Studio install download, and I will just double click it. So here you can see that it's showing me Android Studio and application. So what I will do is I will just click this, select this Android Studio, and I'll drag and drop into the application folder. So now it will extract Android Studio into application folder. But if you are using Windows, you can just click the exe file of Android Studio and you can check what I will do after this. Same situations will be the in Windows as well. So now application has come into application tray. So now directly I can open your application tray. So launchpad, and you can see that application Android Studio is displaying here. I'll just click here, and in your case you can click the exe file of Android Studio in Windows. Here you can see that Android Studio is verifying other dependency and it will open now. Cool. So in MacBook, it will ask you to just it will verify that. So you have downloaded this Android Studio from the internet. So they are asking permission. So I'll just click open. Now it will open. Here you can see that Android Studio is opening here in MacBook. So now you can see that So I don't have any Android SDK installed previously. So that's why it's verifying and they're saying that no Android SDK found. So before continuing, you must download the necessary component or select the existing SDK. So I'll just go next. So I will just click on the SDK platform. So I will install API 33. We'll go ahead later on what API 33 means, and Android 13. So as a Android user, so everyone have Android phone nowadays. So you know that when we purchase a new mobile, we purchase Android 10, 11, 12. So currently Android 12 is available in the market and Android 13 is in development mode still. So but as a developer you can develop Android application for Android 13. So here you have API level 33 that is called Android 13. You can download it, and here also you can see that I am selecting an Android Studio that is around 361 MB. So it will download for me and it will install here in. So my username is Gaurav slash library slash Android slash SDK. So this is my, I'll just copy this for future reference. So this is my SDK local location. And also if you're using Windows laptop, you can copy the SDK location right now, and so that later on when you will set the system variable path you can use it, or else I will tell you how to get it after installing Android Studio as well to set the path. So I'll just go next. So here you can see that what things they will download for me. It will download Android emulator, that is a virtual device. So the phone we are using, that is a real device, and similar phone we can create here in our laptop or our desktop. So that will a virtual device similar to that we can create, and that is called Android emulator. And to develop Android application we need Android SDK build tool, and we need Android SDK platform. This is system image. System image means all the operating system version of Android is called system image. So this 33 represent Android 13. So similarly 32 will represent Android 12. So, and apart from that, the supporting tools that we need, platform tools and other supporting SDK that we need, those things are, and these are source of Android 33 API, right? So all those things they will download for us. I'll go next, and here you will see that there are few license agreement that you need to agree. Similarly, the user interface might be different, but same user interface also you will get in Windows as well. So just accept it, and you can see that there is no a red color of marks here. If it any red color marks will be there, just select that just like this and accept it. Okay, so right now we don't have any red color marks at the left side, so we are good to go, and I'll click on finish. Now you can if you want to show detail, you can see that they are preparing for Android SDK and they're downloading Android SDK, all the related things that we need. So it will take couple of minutes and it will depends on your internet speed basically, and it will download for you. And for me it's almost done, and let's see. So they are downloading here Android SDK platform 33 right now, and that is done. Now they are preparing to download SDK build tool 33.0.2, that is also done. And now they are downloading Android emulator, and that will also will finish because it's bigger in size, so it's taking time. So Android emulator, as I told you, it's a virtual mobile that you are going to create to run your application. Now you can see that everything is up to date. Android SDK is up to date for me, and I will click finish. So now my Android Studio is up and running. Now I can create any kind of application. So in the, and apart from that, once you are running up and down this Android Studio, so you can, so let's explore few things here. And right now you will see a new project. You can create directly a new project. If you have any object other project you want to open, existing Android Studio project, you can open here. Or if you want to get project from GitHub or any other repository, you can take it from here. The third option, get from VCS. And if you want to explore few more things, like you can click here more actions. Here you can see that import Gradle project. If you have any other project using Eclipse, Gradle or anything else, you can import it here from, or else you can suppose if you have any hybrid application that you have built from Apache Cordova, or you have a cross-platform Android application that you have built from Xamarin or React Native or Flutter or anything like that, any other application that is Android application, but and you have created in different way, you can import using this. And if you want to import any Android sample code that is given by Google and it will be part of your Android SDK, you can import that and you can see how they have written the code. And third and the fourth option is SDK manager. So SDK manager, if I click, you can see here whatever SDK you have created, it will be listed here, and the path I have copied earlier of Android SDK, you can see it here, right? If you couldn't copy that time, you can copy from here also. So this path is for my MacBook, but depends on your Windows or other operating system, it will be there. You can copy, it will be helpful to set the path of your SDK. So here you can see that so all the operating system version, or you can say the API version, is available: Android 13, 12, 11 and all those things, right? So here you can see, and all the API level is also there, like Android 13 is 33, Android 12 is 31 and 10 is 29, all those things, right? So if I will click here, so package detail, these options, you can see that other things that we need is also installed, right? So we are not going to install all the system image because all system image is larger in size, maybe 7, 8, 10 GB kind of things. So we don't require all, otherwise it will take lots of space in our system. So I will take either one or two. So I have 13, so I'm okay with that. And apart from that, this is operating system version that you are installing for your virtual device, right? So next thing you can see your system SDK tools, right? So in SDK tools, you can check in Windows. In MacBook, basically it's this showing, so package details are checked already, but if you'll see in Windows, by default it will unchecked. If it will unchecked, you can check it, and if it's checked, it's okay, you can now go ahead. So I am just I've clicked here and I checked it. You can see that I have Android SDK build tool 33.0.2 is installed. So other version I don't require right now, until unless we are opening or importing a old Android project. So based on that, we need older version of SDK build tool. So right now we are going to create a new application so that we can directly utilize the, or you can use the latest Android SDK build tool. So that is already installed. Now go ahead and let's see what else are there. NDK we don't require it as of now. Command line, so since everything is UI based here in Android Studio, so right now we are not going to use anything in command line, but it's better if you can do. Sometimes I feel like it's complicated, depends on how you are used to it. Normally new developers are not used to command line tools, but people should learn this. So CMake we don't require right now. Apart from that, you can see that Android Emulator is installed. Android SDK platform tools has been installed. And apart from that, you will see that I don't have Intel 86 emulator installed here. So we can install it. So in Windows, if this is not installed, you can install it so that your emulator will be faster. And if it's not installing, you can see some error. Then what you can do is I will, okay, so you can also download this from Intel website as well, and you can install it, or else for this, that the requirement is you need to on your virtualization. Okay, so once you on the virtualization, then you can install it. It will accelerate your emulator basically. Okay, so right now in MacBook also I will, whatever things you want to install, just check that. You can see that here gray color download button is enabled here, right? And I'll click on apply, and I will install it, right? So here you can see that here red star marks is there. I'll click on this, I'll accept it, and I'll go next. Let's see. Failed to complete the says failed, and okay, so what is the issue? Okay, let's see. Sometimes what happen is we are not able to install after trying multiple, in multiple try as well. So let's keep it here only. So I don't want to give more time into this. Okay. So as you can see that I don't have this accelerator installed, right? You can again verify this. Okay, so it's installed. Fine. It's installed, and if in your case if it's not installed, then also I'll tell you what to do, how to accelerate your emulator. So this was SDK. Now I will go ahead and I will just create a virtual device. You can see that last option is virtual device manager. So I'll click on this. So I have one, I don't know when I have created. So what I'll do is I will delete it. Okay. So right now I don't have any virtual device. You can either click this create device link, or you can click this create device, and you can see that all the mobile whatever of Google provides, or other mobile also of Google Nexus, Galaxy Nexus, all those things are there. So always pick up that the lowest density and resolution mobile, so that it will be faster enough. So I will just check pixel, and I will go next. As you can see that I don't have any system image available right now. So based on our requirement, I will just download it, and I will download 33. So this one I'll download. In your case, you can check that there are two scenario it can be. I will tell you what to do. So let it install first. So as you can say that this system image is 1.4 GB in size. Okay, so ideally don't install lots of or more than two operating system at a time, right? So it will take lots of space in your system. Whatever is required, you can install that. Okay, so the system image has been downloaded. So I'll just click on finish. You can see that I have 33 installed. And in your case, if you have installed the Intel Accelerator, it will display here some error, system image and this right side. Based on that, you can go ahead to other image, and you can get it from ARM version of this. You can take it from ARM version 8A or 7A, something kind of this, or you can take this one if you don't have uh, Intel Accelerator installed. You can check it here, this one, this kind of things, ARM EABI V7, a kind of this system image you can download, and you can go ahead with this how I'm going right now. So I have installed that Intel Accelerator, so I'll just go ahead with this, right? So in your case, if you have virtualization installed, just remember, if you have virtualization enabled and you have installed Intel Accelerator, then you can go ahead with this procedure. If you don't have virtualization installed, virtualization on, and Intel Accelerator installed, then you can go ahead with other image. You can go ahead with this, right? So ARM EABI V7A, right? So API level 25, or you can check with others. So this is working fine that I have checked. So I'm just recommending you. You can get you can check with other as well. Okay, so I'm going with this. So I'll go next. You can change the name of your AVD. AVD means Android Virtual Device. That is a virtual device, or you can say emulator, whatever name you can give. So you can choose which orientation you want. So portrait is okay. I'll just go ahead with portrait as default, and I'll click on uh, finish. Now I want to run this. So if I'll run this, here you can see that a triangle button, play button is there. You can click on that, it will start the AVD. Once AVD will start, you can see that one virtual mobile will pop up here. Cool. So you can see that Android device came with all the physical button right side here, right? So it will take some time to open. In the next video, we will see that how to create a hello world application with emulator, and we'll run on the emulator. Also we'll see that how to uh, so this is a virtual device. Now let's see how to connect with a real device as well. Okay, so I'm just opening my own device. So if you can see that so this is my real device. This is, you can see that here, Motorola Edge 20 I have. And how to become a developer in that, you can, how you can enable developer option. So just here you can see that I have setting, and go to setting, go to about phone. Here you can see that about phone is there. Suppose this is Motorola phone. If you have other phone like Oppo or Realme or any other device, Samsung, any other device, or OnePlus, so everywhere there will be a about phone or information of your phone, right? If you click on this, you can see that there are lots of option will be there. At the down you will see that build number, right? So build number, some, in some case, in some mobile it's version also is there. So just check that which option works for you. For me, build number will work. If I'll click here, you can see that no need, you are already a developer, right? It displaying that you are already a developer. So if I'm not a developer, then you need to you need to click 7 times. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 7 times. Once you click 7 times, then it will display a message, now you are a developer. So once you will become a developer here, then go back. Here you can see that system option is there. Go to system. Now you will see that this developer option will be enabled for you, right? Similarly, in other phone also you can do the same way. Click on build number 7 times, then you will see nearby the developer option will come. Or else you can google it how to enable developer option in the particular mobile, right? So now if you click on developer option, you can see that this first option should be enabled. Okay, and use developer options, right? It's enabled. Now scroll down. Here you will see that US debugging, right? So for me, USB debugging is enabled. So once you will debug, you will enable USB debugging, then one pop-up will come with some fingerprints, kind of few numbers or few messages to allow, just allow that. And apart from that, you can see that the third option here is wireless debugging. If you click wireless debugging as well, so this kind of pop-up will come even in USB debugging, right? And you can just allow it, just check it here, and you can allow it. Or else if you'll go ahead with the wireless debugging also, you can allow something like this. Okay, so when we will open Android Studio without data cable, if your system and your mobile is in same Wi-Fi, you can just click on wireless debugging here, and you can see that paired device with QR code, right? So you can see that here QR code, just like that you can scan the QR code that will display in your Android Studio, and the same application will run in your mobile. Apart from that, here you can see that pair device with code. So if you click this option, so in Android Studio I will show you later how to open and that a particular application that is running in your Android Studio, how to run that same application in your mobile as well without data cable or without connecting any USB cable, right? So you can pair your device with your laptop or with your Android Studio, right? But it should be in the same Wi-Fi, then only it will work. Okay, so we'll meet on the next video, and we'll see how to do that. And meantime, you can see that Android virtual device also up and running. It will take some more time. Pixel is starting. So thank you. We'll meet in next video.